YouTube? Welcome back to another History Teacher Reacts video of Mr. Terry as I continue my search for historical knowledge here on the internet. Alright, today's video is another memes video. So what we do here is on our Discord server, there's a very popular memes channel. And what I have done is have our Discord mods pull some of the best memes that they find out there and put them into a channel for me to look at, and it's a lot of fun. So I haven't seen any of these, so I'm just kind of talking about them. I guess kind of what I do is, explain what I can. I'll be honest, there's a lot of stuff here that's so niche and so specific that I don't know exactly what's going on, and I rely on you guys to be able to come and help me. So you can do that in the YouTube comments, or come over to our Discord server. There's a link down below, and you can come join us and get going there. So let's go ahead and get started. If you like what we're doing here, definitely sub, enable notifications. I do a lot of live streams and live premieres and stuff like that. Better way to be part of our community. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to pick up where we left off. It looks like we're going with the Cold War here, as I see. Let's see what we got. All right, so we got Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and we got the United States and the Soviet Union, smaller and less powerful countries. Yeah, basically that's what that is. Now, if you don't understand what they're talking about here, is during the Cold War, the United States and Soviet Union was basically making the world pick a side. It's like you're gonna pick a side. It's our way or kind of the highway. And that was what was going on here. You're going to pick a capitalist, democratic, nation that's obviously going to do trade and support America, or you're going to become an ally of the Soviet Union. Of course, was under a communist regime at that time. So, yeah, and luckily, I guess in a lot of ways, the United States and Soviet Union aren't going to fight each other. What they did is kind of what this meme, it looks like, is talking about, is they use proxy wars. So what they do there is get smaller nations to basically they indirectly fight each other through smaller nations, where they'll support one side, because what ends up happening is a lot of civil wars after World War II, which was like a country saying, hey, we want to go communist, or no, we want to stay more of a democracy, a capitalist organization or regime. And yeah, they were like that. So you get places like Vietnam or Korea, which were kind of these proxy wars, as they were called, which were very, very devastating. So that's kind of what it was. Everybody's got to pick a side, and you're going to go at it. You're not fighting each other. Otherwise, these two kids would be fighting each other. Now, the scary thing, of course, would be we're talking nuclear war if that's the case. But luckily, it never got to that. But these smaller nations, it was pretty rough for them. Anyway, all right. All right, I got Napoleon. Oh, he's powered on here, and then he's powered off, so he's going to die. Now, is this how they would have had him look? Now, he ends up dying in exile on the island of St. Helena, as he was defeated again, okay, by a coalition of nations, and the British were like, no, we're not going to exile you on a little island south of France. We're going to go and put you in St. Helena, which is almost literally in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And he ends up dying there. He wasn't there very long, but anyways, so there we go. We get a lot of Napoleon talk on our servers, people that are way into him. All right, we got the Axefish Powers. We got Benito Mussolini, because he's a muscle, I get it. Adolfin Hitler, and Emperor Herring Hito. Why do we got to throw in the wildlife into this? Why do we got to throw the wild? Why are we ruining these guys, especially the dolphins there? But the Axefish, nice. I think we all get that one, right? You get to mix Mussolini there. Although I don't know, how would you make a muscle look like Mussolini? You're just throwing an Italian thing there. Hirohito, I guess you at least get the glasses. Hitler, just throw on a swastika and you got him pretty much. But alright, what we got next? Alright, there's one smaller one. Hopefully you can see it. I know he doesn't look it, but he is one of the most dangerous men in the world. Okay, so we got Greece there, yeah. A lot of war happening in Greece in World War II, and one of the just side notes that was kind of scary for a lot of people was that the war would end up destroying some of the really important historical sites in Greece. And luckily, we didn't get the destruction around the Acropolis, you know, where the Parthenon is and stuff like that. And the Greeks fought very hard in that, so that's what they're kind of, I guess, referring to there. But thankfully, you know, all sides involved respected the historical sites and were able to stay out of a lot of that. So nice, nice, nice. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, we got Winnie the Pooh. Don't ruin my childhood. Here we go. I love honey, but you know what I don't love? Taxes. American Revolution. Put on your patriot hat, right? I love honey. You know what I don't love? Taxes. Yeah, Americans, there's not many things they hate more than taxes, going back to the American Revolution through the modern era, so I'm sure. I don't know. Couldn't you probably you replace that with about any country and you're gonna get, you know, who likes taxes anywhere? Nobody does, right? Good, it didn't ruin my childhood. I love Winnie the Pooh. All right, we got here. When you're in a country in Eastern Europe during the Cold War, so you're invited to the Soviet Union. Join or join. Yep, that was basically it. You know, and it was like, hey, you're going to accept it, and the more you're going to accept it, the less harsh maybe we rule over you, which wasn't much. I mean, you know, so a lot of these Eastern European nations after World War II became puppet states of the Soviet Union after that. So awesome. Yep, join or join, not, you know, decline, go join the Westerners. No, not an option. You got two options. All right, what do we got here? Okay, so as the children play in the mud, Daddy Pig recalls the horrors he faced in the trenches during Great War. Yeah, so yeah, you'd be getting all kinds of PTSD. I can imagine being in any kind of mud. One of the key features of World War One and in trench warfare, which is usually when you're talking French or trench warfare, you're talking World War One, right? Because that's so notorious. Although trench warfare had been around for history of warfare for much of it. But one of the key features was those trenches were always filled with mud out there on the Western Front. A lot of that was because not only are you digging in ground, but rainy, right? Very rainy in northern France, especially apparently in World War One. I don't know if it was all the years, but I don't know if it's beginning or middle or end that they had unexpectedly more rainfall than usual. It was more rainy than usual, and just would have been there would have been a layer of mud probably at all times, which is awful because you rots your feet out. They have this thing called trench rot, and disease can spread in through it. It's pretty bad stuff. So I could see how Grandpa Pig there would not be doing real well with that. Wait. This is what you're like, cocaine, marijuana, beer. History? Is that, I mean, I do have a derpy look there. I can't really like do it because that's me. That's supposed to be me on the bottom. Is that the history face? Hopefully we don't look that derpy in history. All right, what do we got here? Okay, instant classic original series. Okay, we got the Greeks, the epic second season. All right, we got we got Alexander the Great there, unifying Greece, Egypt, and Persia. Then we got the controversial, dark and edgy reboot. Okay, so we got China up there. Could go into a lot of things. Canceled. Ottoman Empire. It's gone. Then reimagine new series funded by nostalgic fans of the original, low ratings. So it's supposed to be like the modern Greece. It's all the different Greeks. No, so you got although it kind of looks like China in the green one, it's not. So they're getting like so you're going from ancient Greece, right, and then you're going to Alexander the Great in the purple and the green. You've basically got the Byzantine Empire. Um, Insert any time period from the Byzantine Empire at that. Ottoman Empire, who's going to take it over. Okay. Um, and even be Byzantine Empire at some point, because the Ottoman Empire takes over the Byzantine Empire officially in 1453. But and then the modern Greece, which yeah, it's all nostalgia, right? It's nothing even close. Pirates capture Caesar and require almost a half a ton of Caesar, or Caesar of silver. Caesar, are you kidding me? That's insultingly low. Anything The Office, I'm gonna like there. So yeah, you try to, Caesar try to what try to ransom there. I don't know much about this. What is this in reference to? Was there a bounty for Caesar by pirates? I honestly don't know. Help me out on that one. All right, what do we got here? Okay, we got Hitler. He's the faucet of water. Chamberlain's appeasement policies. So Neville Chamberlain was the Prime Minister of Great Britain and has kind of been shouldered with the blame for the failure of appeasement, which was basically given to Hitler's demands, make a deal with him under kind of the premise that he will promise not to go further than agreement. So for Hitler, and what the agreement was they would only have control over territories that have majority ethnic German populations. Lots of places like Austria or the Sudetenland, and which is the western part of Czechoslovakia, that had a big ethnic German population there. And that was basically the deal that was supposed to be made. All right, you can have that, Adolf, but you can't have any more. And then within a few weeks, pretty much, after that deal, Hitler goes in and takes the rest of Czechoslovakia. Thus, appeasement was a failure. So, but you got to remember, the idea was to prevent war, and the only way to not go to war to prevent war was to make a deal. But of course, we find out later, not very long later, or after that, long after that, that Hitler did not make doing those promises. So appeasement fails, and poor Chamberlain, he has been, even though in death, he is still getting the brunt end of that. But yeah, cutting water, it's not going to do much at all. It's just going to keep coming. It's going to keep coming. So there we go. All right, what we got here? The French army invading Italy. Oh, it's all easy. Yep, going in. But then the French army invading Russia. Well, this sucks because they're out in like frozen tundra there. So yeah, Napoleon, he was in charge of the army in Italy early on in his career, and they take control of that. And then, of course, the big failure, the knock, was the French army's failure in taking Russia under Napoleon, where 90%, I believe, of the soldiers don't end up surviving that campaign, which was really, really bad, and basically was the beginning of the end for Napoleon. So yep, very different than invading Italy, right? People underestimate Russia, right? They go in and they're like, "Oh, we have winters," and insert wherever you're from, Germany, France, but people don't know what Russian winter is like and how big Russia is and how valiantly the Russians fight there. So you can't invade Russia unless you're the Mongols. Cue the music. All right, small meme here. Failure for the mods. They're only supposed to put big memes in here. All right, China puts leaf in hot water. England. Oh, okay, so we're talking for tea. Okay, so we're going tea here because that's where tea came from, Asia. And when Europeans eventually start the exploration starting in the 16th century, they become obsessed with tea and it becomes a huge thing. So the Chinese are already doing the tea thing. Put leaf in your hot water. And the English are like, whoa, pog facing over here. So they get hooked on it, and it becomes a huge commodity for all of Europe very quickly. It's amazing how quickly Europeans picked up tea, and then they picked up tobacco, all these foreign products, spices, once they find out, holy crap, a lot of our stuff in Europe sucks. We're very invested in it and make a fortune out of it. All right, what we got here? When you have to pick up the kids at 5 and defend Stalingrad at 6. That thing is awesome. Can you get this? So we got a tank stroller here. And of course, the joke is going into, Stalingrad, which is the deadliest battle in human history. 2 million die in that in that battle, which lasted months, of course. But man, a tank thing, yeah, you gotta pick up the kids, but then go fight in Stalingrad. And a lot of that was happening with Stalingrad. I mean, it was every civilian, soldier, everybody is getting involved in that because Joseph Stalin was vehemently for defending his namesake city, no matter the deaths. And although the Soviets won this battle, more Soviets died in it than Germans. I think the ratio is 2 million total dead, with about 1.2 million on the Soviet side, and then about 800,000 from the German side. But that thing's sweet. Can you buy that? Shut up and take my money, okay? All right, Benedict Arnold. Okay, pause. Changing teams. So if you don't know that story, Benedict Arnold is in the American Revolution. He fought with the Americans, and then famously switched sides. He was influenced to change sides there. I like the change team meme that comes from. If you don't know, this comes from Rocket League, one of my favorite games to play. And yeah, changing teams. Click. I've seen that with like Italy. People do that. Italy in the war, like switching sides. World War One, World War Two. Nice. He gets a lot of flack in America because he's seen as a big traitor. Like, how could you switch sides? All right, samurai fighting other samurai on land. We got jacked Mickey Mouse there. Then samurai fighting Koreans on water. Yep. General Yi, or sorry, Admiral Yi. The Koreans fighting against the Japanese were so good because they had such a good navy, and the Japanese weren't necessarily a naval power at that time. They really become Japan really becomes a naval power once they industrialize in the later 1800s, and they become one of the biggest naval powers on the planet as they were able to defeat China and Russia, and then all their success in World War II for a lot of it was all much more recent. But yeah, you fight a samurai on land, it's not going to go very well for you there. But get the Japanese on water early on, and you might have a chance. Or you can get lucky, like the Mongols did when their navy was basically destroyed when they invaded Japan, but not by the Japanese, but by storms. All right, to show you the power of the Union, I sawed the South in half. We go on Ulysses Grant, so we're going the Civil War there to show you the power of the Union. I sawed the South in half, rips it in half. So this flex tape stuff, I keep hearing that it's basically like a meme now that like what this thing can like fix anything. But did it? Because I want to get the context here. If an ad for flex tape, then why did it tear up the map? But I like the historical context better. Ulysses Grant going through and the North teared through the South. All right, 1800s Ottoman Empire, weak. 1500s Ottoman Empire, strong. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Ottoman Empire lasted like 500 years, and it was so weak by the end of it. It was Turkey and a little bit of the Arab lands. It wasn't very much, but the 1500s, oh, yeah. I mean, really, after they finish out the Byzantine Empire in the 1450s, Ottoman Empire was one of the largest, diverse, powerful empires that there was. And until about the Industrial Revolution, they were a major, major power. And one of their things that failed them is they did not industrialize. They didn't want. They had a very conservative group that didn't want to adopt what they saw was Western ways, which was a lot of the Western modernization that they thought would weaken the culture of the Ottoman Empire, which ends up haunting them in a way because developmentally they got passed up by a bunch of different people. But yeah, they were much weaker. This is the password thing. Do you guys always go for the strong one? If it'll, or you go for the weak one if it'll let you? It says footage. Oh, is this part of the joke? Rare audio footage, the assassination Archduke Franz Ferdinand? Okay, so nothing's playing. But is that the joke? I mean, there were going to be sounds there. There were like explosions and gunshots and stuff. Franz Ferdinand, who was assassinated by Gavrilo Princip, which ends up starting World War One. I gotta explain joke. Is that like a meme that they don't have audio of it? Because obviously they're not going to. I love learning about World War One. I feel like I'm left out of this meme. Someone get back at me at that. Okay. All right, slide to the left. Germany moving to the west. Slide to the right. Operation Barbarossa. Crisscross. You go up and down. That's great. I mean, I'd be fine to never hear the Cha Cha Slide ever again, but if it's in historical context, I'll go ahead and do that. So that's basically the path that the Germans did was they kind of got well, I mean, they kind of start to the right because most everything they did was to the right. They went into Austria, went into Czechoslovakia, went into Poland, but then moved to the left. There you go, invasion of France. Well, actually, it should go to the north because okay, they take Austria, they get Poland and Czechoslovakia, and then move north actually up to Scandinavia because they want to control where Denmark and Norway is to control the North Atlantic, and then move to the west. So then they move to the left, right? Failed to take Britain in failure of Operation Sea Lion, and then move east with Operation Barbarossa, which my cam would be that way, and take Russia, at least at the beginning, right? Of course, it gets pushed back after Stalingrad, and then you go down south and all that crisscross. Nice. That's the only reason I would want to hear that terrible song ever again. Okay. Oh wait, there's more to it. Crisscross. Cha cha now, y'all. So that's what they end up with, eventually. Okay. Then like the modern Germany. Oh, it was split up into a bunch of images. I hope I didn't ruin the flow to that. Oh no, I see me. Oh no. Okay. Wait, let me move me because I'm in the way here. There's me. Oh, I'm trying to remember because I can't see all the I forgot who everyone is here. I mean, we got okay. That's Samuel L. Jackson, right? Okay, so you got me doing the forehead palm. When I got shot in the eye with a straw, cringe look, and then old overweight pre-LASIK Mr. Terry from last summer. All right, I got to get the context, but I know I'm all the Jedi Masters, but yeah, I'm taking them out of power there. There's got to be Meow. Is it Meow? It is. All right, let's move back down to the left. Actually, we are out. Okay. That was our last meme for the day, so I guess we're ending on me there. All right, you guys, awesome. If you would potentially like to get memes shown up on our channel here, let's go ahead and we'll go back to not full screen. Right here. Okay. If you would potentially like to get memes featured on this channel, join our Discord server. Now, just some rules about it. They got to be history themed, and they got to be they can't be overly mature or overly graphic or something like that. You know, my channel is I want to be as varied as possible. I'm a public ed teacher, so I kind of teach it like that. I know history pushes those limits all the time, and even videos and stuff that ever definitely push that. But, you know, you keep them appropriate that way, and they get filtered. But if that's something you'd like, I'm always up for memes. I love throwing them in my lessons and in class, you know, because why not? I like them, and if they can, if you can get it, you know, it can make for a fun little piece of teaching history there. But anyways, thanks to the mods for going and pulling out a bunch of memes there for us to check out today. And we'll hopefully do some more of these. Let me know if you like this kind of thing. Again, it's just kind of unscripted and just me kind of going through them. So hopefully, you know, I can add context with that if that's what you're looking for. But they're always great, and it's fun to be a part of the joke, right? If you get the history stuff. So anyway, awesome. All right, on the way out here, I want to give a special thanks to everyone that's viewing this right now. I think by just, you know, even if it seems as silly as watching history memes and stuff on the internet, that you're being a part of promoting history and history education in on this little corner of YouTube, which I hope can expand with all the great content creators out there. That's what I really try to do. You're a meme content creator. You're a video creator. I want to help you. I want to help you expand to as many people as possible, and it's great that you are a part of that and getting it exposed as much as possible. So thank you for doing that. And a special thanks to everybody that's supporting the channel through a couple of the other premium ways. Thank you to all our patron pledgers. that are down there. If that's something you might be interested in, one of the big perks that patron pledgers get is they get to vote in a poll I put up once a week for videos that get featured there. There's a link down there. The pledges start at $1 a month if you want to join. It's the lowest I can put it at. Thank you to channel members. If you are someone that is a frequenter of the live streams or the live premieres, channel memberships are a fun thing to do because our live chat, you get emotes and stuff like that. And then the people that have been super chatting with questions and stuff like that, thanks so much for doing that. But again, thank you for just being here, being a part of our history community. Join our Discord. Link is in the description. Sub, enable notifications, be a part of our community. We have a lot of fun here, and I really appreciate your time with this. All right, with that, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.